Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be demonstrating how you can use Claude Code in your code editor terminal. In my previous video, I have explained how you can install the Claude in your local machine, plus how you can run it on a Windows terminal. But if you are a developer, I would think that you would like to know how you can use it in your code editor rather than switching back and forth between the Windows terminal and your Visual Studio Code or any code tools that you're using. Let's get started. Additionally, I will be also covering how you can connect your Claude with your GitHub account and use some GitHub features like doing a code review when you are creating a PR. One small request. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. That really motivates me to keep continuously working on these videos. I'm not going to edit this video so that you guys can see how much effort that I need to put to create a small video. Also, I'm not like I'm saying an expert on the Claude. I'm learning and sharing to the community so that people who are similar to me trying to start their journey and wanted to use or explore Claude, this video might help to them. If I make any mistake, please forgive me. And if you find out I can improve on anything, just share your feedback in the comment. Without any delay, let's get started and see everything in action. In order to run the Claude code in your code editor terminal, what you need to do is to open up your code editor. My code editor is Visual Studio Code. This is one of the most common and most used code editor, but the process is pretty much same. In this demo, I will be using Visual Studio Code. Once you open up the editor, rather than running the Claude on a directory level, I would prefer to run it at the folder level so that if anything goes haywire or wrong, I don't need to worry about my machine or my drive corruption. Instead, I will go ahead and delete the folder and restart again. I'll open up the folder, go to the PC, Nathan's. This is the one of the blank folder which I will be used to running the Claude and have the access of this folder. Any kind of a modification that Claude Code will do within this folder. Once that is being done, now I'll go and open up the terminal and type Claude. Claude is running on your terminal, on your code editor terminal, not the Windows. If you're working on a project and you open up the project on the Visual Studio Code, then you can use the Claude code within the same code editor. So you don't have to do back and forth between the Windows terminal to use Claude and come back to your code editor to make the modification. There's another way that you can do it if you don't want it to use the terminal. You can install the Visual Studio Code extension, and once you will be installed, you'll see this icon here. Open up the Claude Code and click here, and it will open up a chat window, so you can use it like a standard chat. I would prefer to use it through the terminal. This is a simple way. Now what we do next, let's first give a prompt and see if it is working. What I will do, I'll create a prompt to create a small to-do app. Create a to-do app in React.js. App the ability to create task, view created task, filter the task by description or by due date. Okay. Also, when creating a task, I should be able to set the due date. Let's see if Claude is working in the terminal or not, because the expected result is like when I run this prompt, it should create a React app. It seems like it's working. I always feel secure when I'm running this on my project folder, because most of the time our project folders are connected with source control like Git or Azure DevOps, Git or GitHub, right? If anything goes wrong, your files get corrupted, you can simply either undo everything, whatever the changes that has been made by Claude, or delete the folder and reset up your code. That's the most secure way I feel like, but you guys can tell me. Claude is working on my folder. I'll blindly give permission to yes. Now you can see the app has been created. What Claude Code does is it created a folder called Todo App and created a full app which I mentioned in the prompt. Let's go ahead and ask Claude to run this app. You can see it's functional. I can write task to create a YouTube blog for showcasing. This is search. If I wanted to create a new task, I'll give the description, set the due date, add task. Here you can see this is pretty neat. And if I go task to show useful commands, so I did not give the due date here, right? Now, why running a Claude code in your terminal, in a code editor terminal, is helpful? Think of it this way, right? If you are using the Claude code in the Windows terminal and you ask to generate the app, it will do for you, right? It will do everything same what it does here. But then if you wanted to see what changes or what files that it has created, you have to come to your code editor and navigate through, right? And if you wanted to make a changes again, you have to go back to the Windows terminal, get the prompt again, and then come back to your code editor to see the files, which is time consuming. I don't feel comfortable doing back and forth between two different windows. I honestly feel running it on your code editor terminal will definitely productive, fast. For example, here you can see I don't have an edit option, and if I wanted to make modification in my code, so I can simply go to my code editor and say, could you please add the edit feature in the task. And when I give this command, whatever the modification that has been done, I can able to see it right in front of my eyes in the same editor. If I wanted to, so for example, here you can see, I can see the what kind of a code has been written. And if I wanted to do anything in the do edit while the code is being written, I can make the modification here. So I don't need to shift between two different windows. That is really helpful from productivity standpoint, from the developer mindset, because now you are focused on one place and use your own technical skills plus the leverage the AI capability. For now, I'm just doing like everything yes and doing vibe coding format, like I'm not modifying it. But when I actually working on my actual project, I never let the AI to make any kind of a modification. I always try to work on a plan mode, which I will show you how you can use the plan mode in the Claude code and ask Claude to generate a plan, and then I will use that plan and implement it by myself rather than asking Claude to make modification in my code. Let's get through this. You can see like whatever the modifications that has been made so far, I can able to see it in one place, which is very easy and convenient. Let's go at the browser, refresh it, and you can see I asked for the edit, but it also gave me the delete, which is cool. Sometime smart. Now I will set this, save. So it is now showing me, and let's see if the delete is working. Yeah. What's next? Yeah, I was talking about the plan mode. Let's see how I use this on my day-to-day life, working on a plan mode and then using that plan mode to implement by myself. All right, so we are going to talk about the plan mode. Plan mode is one of the feature which I really liked it and use it on every day when I'm using Claude Code. The idea is very simple. Instead of asking Claude to jump in straight and edit your files, I will ask to create a plan and show me how I can do it. That helped me to validate the approach that is in my mind versus what Claude is suggesting or AI is suggesting. And this gives me a kind of a second opinion. Once I validate the approach that is on my mind, plus that has been given by the AI tool, in this case the Claude, I will find out the best possible solution and implement by myself. But in order to understand how you can do a plan mode in the Claude Code, here are the steps. If you see my screen, you can simply press when you are on the terminal and Claude is running, Shift and Tab. Now you can see it says here in the bottom, it says except on edit. Press again. Now you can see the plan mode is on. Whenever you ask or give any prompt to Claude, it don't get modify your code directly. It simply create a plan, and then when you ask Claude to implement that plan, then it goes and start modifying your files. In this case, let's try. Okay, we have a to-do app in which we can create tasks, we can delete tasks, we can edit tasks, but we don't have a login feature. Let's try to create a plan how I can create a login in my app. Okay, my prompt will be help me to plan, I would say detailed plan to implement login feature, and also the to-do task is based on user who is logged into the system. For now, DB, I need to use browser local storage. When I enter this prompt, it does not go ahead and create the login feature. It gave me the plan. Whereas we see previously when I give a prompt, it simply go and write a code and build out that feature. Here we are not directly asking Claude to modify the code and create it. We are asking Claude to provide us a plan. If you look now, it does not feel the right use case because the app is very simple and small. But when you think of a large project, like project that we are working on is the enterprise project, where you need to build like a complex functionality and there are so many files to edit. I don't feel comfortable to give Claude all the access to go ahead and modify it. Rather, I would prefer to generate a proper plan, and then if I feel comfortable enough with that plan, then I will ask Claude to make those modification, which I will show you how if you allow Claude to make modification after the plan generation, how it can be done. But if I don't feel comfortable, I'll use that plan, then create my own by modification, by making modification and manually implement it. Claude has generated a full plan. Here now you can see it, the output of the plan mode. I gave this prompt. Claude did the analysis of my current structure and design a step-by-step plan for me. So it gave the name, plan to login and register per user to do it, understand the context. The schema that I use is the local storage. This is the demo app, so I don't want to implement a database. I use the storage, local storage. Now it gives me the details how the user registry and the key will be stored, and session key, per user key, create files, what are the files that need to be created, the purpose of the file, where are the modifications that need to be made, which existing files to get modified, and then it gives the step-by-step implementation. Step 1, do this. Step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6. It gives, and also like the verification steps. It gives a pretty comprehensive plan, what you need to do, how you can do it, along with the code suggestion. And if you feel satisfied, like this plan looks good to you, and you wanted to go ahead and accept the edit, then Claude also said, Claude has written a plan and it's ready to execute. Do you like to proceed? And if you say yes, you like the plan and you wanted to auto accept, you can do that. Then Claude will go and execute each step one by one, or you can do a manually approve. It is up, it runs one step, then you have ask for an approval for the another step and then run it again. Or you can simply press the Shift tab again to exit from the plan mode. I will go and accept it. Here you can also see what it's doing is also label that this is the plan that the Claude is executing. I will get back to you when the plan has been executed successfully. Claude has executed the plan, and once the execution is being completed, you can see it also gave a summary what it has been done. So added a new flow, add open login screen, register screen, session persist, logout button, per user to do. Let's go ahead and see. So you can see I have a nice login screen. So I will create a user at gmail.com. I register myself, and you can see now I will add task 1. Just validating if the plan is being created properly. Log out. Now go back to test to test.com, test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3. I created another user. Now you can see with the another user, I am not able to see the task that has been created before, meaning the plan has been implemented successfully. Before I wrap up this video, I would like you to show some commands which I'm using on my day-to-day life when I'm working with Claude. The first command that I use is this clear command. The clear command is very useful command because it wipe out your conversation history and give the Claude a fresh context. Old conversation eats your token and continue confuse the Claude when you move on to do something new. So when you are working or you're starting a new task, I would recommend to run the clear first. The another command I use is the cost command. This gives me the usage, how much I have spent in the current session. Because I'm running my limited subscription, so I need to keep an eye on how much I'm spending on each session so that I'll be making sure I'm using my money in an effective way. The another command that I usually use is the model. So this helped me to show what are the models available within Claude, and then what is the default recommended model, and also it gives a summary what each model is best for the type of activity. So in case of if you are doing any kind of a regular day-to-day task, then Sonnet 4.6 is more recommended. But if you wanted to do a heavy lifted deep search analysis task, then Claude has Opus 4.7, which is most capable for complex work, but the usage is 2x comparatively to Sonnet. So the number of token that has been used by the Opus is twice the amount of token consumed by the Sonnet. And if you just do chatting in Q&A type, then Claude is recommending to use Haiku 4.5, which is fast and quick to answer. So depending upon what kind of activity that you're performing, you can also switch your models. There's another command. Sometime I use Claude resume. It resumes your last session basically. And there are a lot of other commands which you can go and see. So if you wanted to explore all the commands available, simply type /help and enter, navigate to the command, and then you can see there are a lot of commands available, and then you can use anyone based on your need. So hopefully you like this video. I thought I can cover the connection with GitHub also, but this video is quite get long, so I cannot able to cover the GitHub, otherwise this video get boring. So I'm ending this video here. I'll create a separate video where I can walk you through how you can connect your Claude Code with your GitHub and do some GitHub action like doing a code review or when you are creating a PR. One quick request. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. If you want me to make any kind of a changes when I'm creating the next video, please provide feedback in your comment. The comment should be constructive. I really apologize if I made any kind of a mistake in the video. One last thing, if you did not watch my previous video where I have shown how you can install the Claude in your local terminal, please go ahead and watch this video. I have added the link in the description before watching this one. Thank you.